The first leg of Bessie Ellen's Round Britain tour has brought this 120-year-old West Country trading ketch to Pembrokeshire in southwest Wales. Following a fantastic week sailing from Gloucester to Pembroke Dock, our first guests of the season have departed, and we have 3 days alongside before we set sail for Scotland on leg 2. Normally, this would be plenty of time to tackle the changeover chores like laundry, deep cleaning, food shopping and voyage planning. But in addition to ticking off our jobs list, Bessie Ellen is due to host some very special guests, and an MCA surveyor drops a paperwork bombshell on us at the last minute. Join myself, Kim, and husband Del as we capture life aboard this historic ship with owner and skipper Nikki Alford, resident doggo Bracken, and crew members Owen, Mark, Joss, and Tommy.
Sometimes they're great. All right. Yeah. Next time. Yeah, brilliant, Kevin. Thanks. All right, mate. Cheers. Yeah. Bye. I'm just checking.
What you mean you can't afford my bill? You don't even know how much it is. Maybe I'd be very nice to you. And it could be really horrible.
Have you got any jeans?
I've got no jeans.
If you haven't, or trousers.
I've got trousers.
I'll call them trousers.
I've got trousers.
If you put trousers and smocks, but keep underwears here, because we can hang that in the rig.
Right.
If I was to claim compensation, would that come through you? In my liability, hull and machinery, well, you'll see.
Very nice to meet you. Yeah, expert.
So basically, I'm looking for somewhere to go in Newcastle.
Right.
I've got an email from a customer who's been really helpful, and he chatted to a friend, and I've been given a number of places. The place that I wanted to go is here. I was here for the tall ships race in 2004,
Right.
and it was a really great place. So it's right in the city,
Yeah.
and it's just beautiful. But I don't. That he says that it was privately owned, and the company now doesn't exist. Can you ring or contact Newcastle City Marina and find out logistics?
Yeah.
Whether we can go there. If I write you down my air draft.
Yeah.
Air draft 24 metres, draft is 2.4 metres, beam is 6 metres, and length overall is 32 metres. Okay?
Great.
Hull, so on deck, is 22.7.
Right.
So a lot of it can overhang, basically.
Yeah.
That can all overhang. I don't mind, as long as we've got a pontoon to tie the boat up to.
And is she about 100 tons?
No, she's 78.79 tons. Yeah.
Okay.
You can have that. You can have this, and then you can have a look at the map as well. So what if they're talking to you, you can zoom in and zoom out.
As part of Bessie Ellen's 120th anniversary tour, Nikki has offered up the ship for local events at each port of call. Excited by the opportunity, Paula Holt of the Tall Ships Wales Trust has organised a number of activities to be held on board during our time at Pembroke Dock.
And so our charity, our mission is to really reconnect the coastal community of people in Wales with their maritime heritage by bringing ships like Bessie Ellen to Pembroke Dock so the community can access traditional vessels. 100 years ago, there would be hundreds of vessels ketches and schooners, 2 or 3 masts. The whole waterway and the coast of Wales would have been thick with them. They were built on the beaches all the way along Ceredigion, Pembrokeshire, all the way around the coast. There was just, you couldn't believe how many there were until really, really recently, till like 5 minutes ago in the history of the sea. So what we want to do really is give people immersive, practical experiences on board ships. There's masses of empirical evidence that says being any way in close proximity to water improves mental health and well-being. So as a charity, we want to kind of explore the opportunities of getting people at sea to actually improve their well-being and their future.
Paula and her daughter Esme run us through the events plan, which will kick off with an interactive sensory experience for 35 local school kids, in collaboration with marine biologist Sam Williams and perfumer Sarah McCartney.
So basically the group of kids will come with their teachers. I will go and meet them from up there. I'll take them to the toilet and then we'll get them on board on deck. So where's a good place for them to sit?
It's around here.
Around here.
How many are there?
35 kids.
35.
Yeah. And then their teachers. But then we'll split them into 3 groups.
Oh, then we can go back aft in the middle and
Yeah.
just on the deck.
Yeah.
There's loads of places. There's loads of little things in there. We've got one person not
Some people.
And in this one here, we've got something that's called a parasitic curveball. So it's like a crustacean that will attach to the fish gills and live on the fish gills. That's in that way. There's loads of different stuff. And then you can grab one of these and tick off what you found, okay? Just eat it. Or if you this one is used in stir fries. They try it out. And it's really like a peppery powder. Okay, I'll make it blue. Right, have a look now. You can see it's got a massive spine on the front of its head and a smaller one behind it. Yeah, so that it can use that for defence. And then we've got some things for you to smell. And some of these I like the dog. Yeah, that is a gross 10 being yummy, okay? In relation to their body size, they're the strongest and fastest animal, which is pretty cool. Strongest and fastest, yes. So they use their antennae to like flip themselves. They've got like 2 modes of swimming, and they can jump so many body lengths per second, which is the equivalent of us like running super fast. You guys, you happy you've seen everything? Yeah. So where do we put these? Pop your names on your sheets, and then you can fold them up and put them in your pocket and take them with you. Okay? Yeah. Oh wait, hold on.
We have just
Keep going, go all the way back to the beginning and then we'll start it. Alright, so I take it on the top, so if you come around here, I go get my 2 ends. Take one in my
Don't give up! Never back down! Never give up!
Quite up close to it, because otherwise you can't really smell it. Right, some rope. There's nice big piece of rope.
Hey, that's from like fishbone!
Smells like varnish.
Yeah, it smells like varnish.
Big. You can't really smell it. Snort.
Smell it from here. My nose is free!
We're going to be smelling the polished brass. So there's polished brass on the lamp there and on the side of the doorway. Okay, so smell. It's like down those bits. See if you can smell the brass polish. Also, these bits. And don't fall over anything. Sniff that. Please, I want to. And sniff this. See what metal smells like.
The morning is a riotous success, and before she packs away her many microscopes and plankton samples, Sam Williams tells us more about her work.
Hi, my name's Sam and I work for the Darwin Centre, which is a STEM-based educational charity. It was founded in 1994 by Professor Tony Campbell and his wife, Dr. Stephanie Matthews. It was originally started in Cardiff and then it moved to Pembrokeshire in 1999, where we've been ever since. And then in 2005, Dragon LNG came on board as our core sponsors, which means that all of the field trips and workshops that we offer to local primary schools and secondary schools is completely free, and we also do free family events as well. And today we're here on board the Bessie Ellen with the Tall Ships Wales Trust, and we've had a local school group here, Pembroke Dock Community School here, and we've also had 4160 Tuesdays, Sarah and Nick, who are perfumers, and the kids have been on a multi-sensory tour around the ship. We've been doing a bit of marine biology. They've been trying seaweed products, identifying different species of seaweed, and also using the microscopes here to look at plankton. We've been doing nautical knots as well, and they've made their own scented pitcher.
After a morning of multi-sensory fun for the kids, it's time for the adults to learn a thing or two at a perfume making workshop in the saloon, hosted by Pirate Queen perfumer Sarah McCartney of 4160 Tuesdays, in support of the Tall Ships Wales Trust.
I managed finally to impress one very unimpressible small boy this morning by telling him that my perfumes are in a shop in Los Angeles in Hollywood. Finally, and I know, like, and here I am on a ship in Wales with you. Finally, I think we got through, and then I gave a talk on being a pirate perfumer. There's somebody who doesn't take the rules that are set out that you have to follow, but goes, well, I think this is a better rule. I don't want to be entirely rule free, but I shall make my own. Thank you. And so we made Pirate Queen. So when I said where I start with the perfume, I start with the centre, I start with the sun. I then think about having different planets around it. So for Pirate Queen, I made a piratey aroma where I thought of her standing there, bossing people about, but in a constructive manner, wearing leather, being a bit washed by seawater, and smoking a pipe. So I made a kind of leather tobacco accord to be the centre. And then I made a woods washed with seawater accord, and then I had a rum accord, and then I had the cargo. I had some spices and coffee accord. And then I add around that what I call clouds, because the technical term is materials of low slope of psychophysical function. So I call them clouds because what it means is if you put a little bit in, they have a certain effect on your perfume. They will make it smell stronger, or they boost the other aromas, or some of them make them smell clearer. Some of them make them smell smoother and softer. And I tend to use a bunch of all those to get more clarity, more softness, more smoothness, is that. But if you put a little bit in, it does that. If you put more in, it doesn't dilute them, it just makes them smell, it makes them last longer and project further. So these magical materials, I liken it to putting rice with your sauce. Now if you're cooking a meal and you get it all together and you accidentally put 10 times too much rice on the plate, it's not going to do any harm. It's going to taste just the same with a bit more rice. If you accidentally drop in 10 times too much cardamom or 10 times too much salt, ruined. Those are materials of high slope. So this is basically a big bottle called Green Clouds 42, which is a blend of materials of the low slope of psychophysical function. This is the magic bit that no one tells you about. It's never on the notes list in a perfume, but This is what we use. Okay, this. Anyone know what this is? You know what that is?
Indonesian vetiver.
Phew, pretty close. This one's an Indian one.
Indian.
But yes. So vetiver is made. Vetiver is a grass, and the perfume material is made from the roots. And depending where it grows, it can smell different. The Indonesian one I have is even more smoky. This one's a bit more nutty. And I have a Brazilian one. Yeah, a Brazilian one that's hazelnutty. This, I'll warn you. I'm warning you. I'll tell you it's civet. It's not natural civet. It's synthetic civet. This stinks. But if you use one drop of this, they're such big molecules, they're off the end of the scale for some people, like dog whistles. They're just like nope, getting nothing. So sometimes we use several different musks in the perfume so that people will be able to smell maybe one or two. But even if you can't smell them and you add a musk to a blend, suddenly it goes all nice and soft and smooth, and it's like, it's kind of like a banister that people have walked down and rubbed their hands along for 100 years, and so that it's all nice and lovely and smooth like that. Musks do that. To get the smell of something that smells exactly like a natural rose, aroma chemists capture the air around it. It's called headspace analysis. And they analyse the individual aroma chemicals, because rose is made up of about 600 different chemicals. And they're still chemicals, whether the rose made it or, a woman in a white coat. And then they also will take rose and they'll reconstruct it from the component parts. So I've got a couple more to play with. And then you can start thinking about, I would say you probably want maybe either, you can have just the green clouds. If you like that and you think, you know what, I'd just like to smell of a gentle background glow. Or I'd like to smell of green clouds and my one favourite thing. Or I'd probably go no further than 4 different things together today. Except I might let you if you want to get carried away because you've done it before. But getting the balance of the stronger materials, the things that are more feature and less cloud, they're easier to get wrong. So, not that I'm suggesting any of you. Okay, here's this table. Now this is a top note because it smells like this and it doesn't last very long. Have you? I've got people's postcodes. You're from here?
Yeah, sorry, I'm done. I got my 4 that I wanted to mix.
And synesthesia, seeing how it sits, and if you decide you want more of either of those, then there's space for it.
That's the seaweed, yeah.
Oh, I know. Oh, I have to smell it and I can see it.
But it's really...
So why don't you?
Sorry.
I think I like that just as it is.
It's
Cool.
the Russian man has this kind of high.
Yeah, this
More of this, more of the oud.
That's got that one thing, hasn't it? There's got the floaty, it's got a floaty thing in it.
It's quite floaty. It's
That's the floaty thing. Do you
emergency.
You can get your hands on Sarah's Pirate Queen perfume via the 4160 Tuesday shop. But my personal creation of seaweed, gorse and green clouds goodness is a one-off exclusive, reserved for freshening up the forecastle and myself throughout the rest of our voyage around the UK. A heady concoction of scents lingers long below decks, welcoming a stream of visitors during an open ship tour, followed by a drink soiree for the Port Authority, thus concluding the excitement for the day. But Paula has one more project to tell us about.
We aim to provide what you'd call sail training experiences for young people on ships. And a sail training experience can improve engagement in education and learning. Bessie Ellen's completed the first leg of her voyage from Gloucester to Pembrokeshire. And then she's going from Pembrokeshire to Scotland. And on each leg of this voyage, there is 2 places reserved for young people up to the age of 25. So as a charity, through our outreach and our connections with the local community, we've got 2 young people, under 25, Tyler and Shaw, who come from Ceredigion, who are going to come and join the vessel on Saturday and sail up to Scotland So in order to support these two young people, the Tall Ships Wales Trust has raised funds from a third party called the Old Gaffers Association that's contributed half of the costs of the voyage, which will enable these two youngsters from Ceredigion to be able to sail on Bessie Ellen from Pembrokeshire to Scotland. So that's another thing that the charity does as well, is that we enable people to access funds to do voyages.
Our final day at Pembroke Dock ends up being hijacked by paperwork, following a ping in Nikki's inbox from the MCA Surveyor in charge of issuing her passenger certificate for the events at the upcoming maritime festivals in France. The updated certification for carrying greater numbers of people for these day sails has been an ongoing process, bringing plenty of confusion, stress, and expense with it.
What's next? So I need all your checklist, Owen, spread out on a table over there. I just need you to do that. Please send crew fam checklist. Yes, so I should have Kim, Del, you, and Mark. So I should have 7. Evidence requesting insurance related to the ship owner's liability not available. So that's my 2 insurance documents, I suppose. He's had them. Oh, it's in his Dropbox.
See comments for deficiency. So he just wants the evidence.
40. As per Article 38
Deficiency
or code, or as per 38. Thing is, this is only for day sailing. All this, we are only allowed to sail in daylight hours only. 3 miles out to sea and 5 miles from the point of departure. And this is what I have to go through.
He's putting you through
Cargo ship.
But even the cargo ship wouldn't, like this level of paperwork, it's gone beyond, because if it's 3 nautical miles during daylight hours, you don't require nav lights, you don't require an anchor watch procedure, you don't, it's...
I know. Watch keeping. Lookouts. You know, the whole thing is becoming really stupid. And I've never been put through this before.
This is
For
like,
24 years, I've held this.
this has gone beyond that, what you've just described, the 3 nautical mile and daylight.
I know. Right, I am slightly panicking now.
Can you do the majority of the shopping with Tommy and leave me Joss?
No, I'm just worried about the light ship check as well.
Hola, chicas.
Oh, Joss,
They are
welcome to hell. Come and sit down.
Yeah.
Nikki?
I don't think I have the patience to do this. And I think you do. Okay.
So do you actually have to do this light ship thing again then?
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Oh God, read the next one.
Oh, for there's more. Urgent, Bessie Ellen light ship.
No, I'm afraid the vessel must need to be re-inclined and a new stability book submitted for approval if the light ship weight and or LCG are outside of the acceptable limit. No passenger certificate will be issued until this is sorted.
Re-inclined, is that inclined as in an incline?
Yeah. So you
tip too much. Is that what it's saying?
No, we have to tip in order to see how far we can go
So they're
and
gonna
return.
We need to go somewhere where we can get a crane, and we need to rent weights, and we have to put 5 tons on each side of the boat and tip her over
And see
And
how
they
far
sit
she
down
goes.
here with like a water measure to see with 5 tons of water how far the ship goes over.
Milford, Haven,
Fuck.
Tim or Tom, what's his called from yesterday? He'll have all of it. He'll have gantries, the lot.
Oh wait, do you have time to do that now before? No. So it'll
I
need to be done further up the coast.
Or
say.
we may have to do it here and not leave.
Right.
I need to know what's going on. So yeah, what I'd like you to do is go into your form folder, checklists, and throw everything away that doesn't have this on it. And I want you to print out everything that we should.
Will he also
Because-
complain about the fact that they all have the controlled copy watermark on? Because he will complain about that, won't he?
Yeah, so you have to go and... Okay.
What about if we just get a bit of white out?
I'm about to go ape, Tommy. And has picked fault in every bit of paperwork that I've sent him this morning.
What? No, yes. Queried or what?
Yes, because I have to sign off. I still haven't been able to sign off my passenger certificate because he's been away. So I sent him everything, and I now have a sheet of paper with, or the 4 sheets of survey report with another 20 different items that aren't completed. So we've completed them. Basically, it's checklists, and now he's reverted back saying the checklists are the wrong checklist, and there's no checklist for the checklist.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, I mean, really. So we have an engine check list,
Yeah.
and now he's saying, well, where's the checklist that you are doing the engine checks?
Oh my God.
And considering that this boat can only take passengers for the amount that he's surveying for, in daylight hours only, and 3 miles out to sea and 5 miles from point of departure. You know, it's just a f***ing nightmare, Tommy.
Yeah, you know, this sounds like sort of big container ship regulations.
It is.
No, they have got. I can speak to Graham.
Yeah, please, because this is really going to screw me.
Yeah.
I can be shut down instantly.
Okay.
Cheers, buddy.
So what's your schedule?
Well, I should be leaving tomorrow at midday with passengers for Troon.
Okay, I will see what.
Yeah.
What I,
Have a chat with Graham and give me a shout back.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tommy.
Okay.
Cheers.
Yeah, see you.
Thanks. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Subscribe to the Going the Whole Hog channel and turn on your notifications to follow our Year in the Life of Bessie Ellen series. If you're enjoying the journey so far, please help us reach more like-minded people by liking this film, commenting below, and sharing it with others. You can further support our continued filmmaking and help keep Bessie Ellen sailing by joining our Patreon communities, where you'll get early, ad-free access to films and find lots of exclusive content, updates, and discounts on Bessie Ellen voyages. Until next time, cheerio!